I want to talk about two of your form properties that will really increase the neatness and presentation of your programs. So I'm going to bring up the old assignments, and this is maybe what your assignment looks like. It maybe starts in the left of your screen, and if your user interacts with it, they can change the window. And sometimes, actually most times, we may not want that because now my program looks kind of funny. And if this program is more advanced, like a game, I've got all this dead space. I made the program design like this. I want it to stay that way. This is messy. So for my programs and what you may consider moving forward is if you click on your form and look at its properties, there's two very important properties that I like to change. First is the start position. That determines where your form is when your program launches. Now, by default, it's selected to this Windows default location. It'll always be selected like that as default. I like to change mine to center screen. So therefore, when I run my program, it starts in the center of my screen. And the other property, so people can't mess with it and change the size of it, is the form border style. So yours will be sizable. If you don't want the user to be able to do that, changing it to a fixed 3D, changing it to a fixed single is usually a good option. So what that means is the user cannot resize your form. They cannot make it look funny. If it's playing a game, they cannot do any funny business to it. And one step forward, or one step further, this form border style, you can actually get rid of the minimize and X and basically that window around it by selecting none. And sometimes I'll do this in my projects so that the user, all they can see is the dang program itself. Of course, when you do this, you may want to hit them with an exit button so that they have the option to close your program, practicing good user interactive practices there. And if you really want to foolproof this, I'm going to bring back my border to the fixed single. You'll notice with the resizing, the user still has the option to maximize your program by clicking this button. So I can also prevent that as well, simply by changing the maximize property. Maximize box. By default, it's true. It allows them to maximize the box. If you set it to false, you can no longer click that. So you can really prevent users from messing around with your programs and keeping that certain aspect ratio if that's what you desire. So just to recap, the properties were the form border style, you have the maximize box, and you have the start position.